Wait, her personal... I mean, she does have a personal game
What you said
console.
was true, Ava. Whether or not the trap works depends on if the killer can see inside the boiler room.
How does that work? Okay, that feels like it came out of left field a bit. I mean, yeah, she's shown us that she has a console. I don't recall there being anything to point to it being able to do more than play games.
Which begs the question, how does the killer see inside?
Or is there something I'm not thinking of here?
They can't just get on their knees and peek through the vent. Everyone in the dining hall would notice. Besides, the vent probably offers very little in the way of an actual view of the room.
Exactly! It's impossible!
Right. It's impossible. From this particular angle.
Or are you saying she used her console like a mirror? And just sort of like crouched down and looked into it and angled it so she could see a reflection? Like, you're saying she has a game console that can access the security feeds? Is that actually what we're going with?
If I switch perspectives, your entire argument comes completely undone.
Yeah, I just need to let them explain this.
What do you mean?
Ava assumes I'm taking only one factor into account. Her position at the time of Wolfgang's murder. Little does she know that in ruling out that factor, she's led me straight to another. A certain item which could have granted her the ability to see inside the boiler room.
Okay, please explain what you're getting at here.
An item that, like the chemical smell, only makes sense when all other options have been ruled out. The game console she brought with her to the tournament.
Ava had a game console?
She wanted to get in the spirit of the tournament without being directly involved. Or so she claimed.
I mean, I sort of see, yeah, how you've come to this. Because like you say, you've been ruling out every possible option, and so what remains must therefore be significant, but still, this feels like quite a jump. If you're about to say she can somehow access the security feed with it, unless it is, like I say, there's actually a simpler explanation, and it's like she used it a bit like a mirror, where she could see a reflection in it if she angles it in a certain way.
But when every other option has been ruled out, what else can we look to but the one that's yet to be addressed?
Are you saying she saw inside the boiler room using the console?
Yes, please explain, Damon.
So he played live footage of the room?
Sounds like a stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sort of in the same mentality as you here, Mark. We need an explanation. How does this work?
If I'm wrong, Ava should be able to prove her innocence.
Or is this the point? You're making a leap that will force her, if she's going to try and defend herself, to actually show this game console so we can look at it?
Go on, Ava. Show us the console.
Huh?
I don't think she has the console on her, dude.
She has to. She never had an opportunity to slink away and dispose of it.
What about the blackout?
When the blackout first hit, people were disorientated for about a minute at most. Ava likely spent those 60 seconds undoing the cord and moving the chair. Between then and now, she's never been alone. The only exception was when she and I split up to investigate the dining hall and the dorms respectively. However, the laundry room, dining hall, and courtyard all had people in them, so I doubt she hid the console in any of those rooms. And the janitor closet? That room has been locked for days now. She obviously couldn't hide the console there. Which means it must still be on her person.
Not gonna lie, I would never fucking guess this game console. Like I say, it feels like it's come out of left field a bit, but sure.
Like I said earlier, if I'm wrong about the console, you can take it out right now and show everyone its contents.
This is none of those little details that, because there's so many of them, you might easily forget it.
What are you waiting for? Quit hiding the stupid thing and show it!
But, you know, as Damon said, I guess, you know, if you've exhausted all other options, you've got to start spitballing at what remains. It's just, like I say, one of those things that I think you just forget. Because that's the thing with these kind of games, there's always so many little details in the build-up to a murder case that may or may not be significant. It's impossible to keep track of them all.
You're just trying to make me look bad. You don't know what you're talking about. You're just jealous of me. You're jealous of me and my talent. That's all you are. Jealous.
Hey, calm down.
Why not just pull out the console?
Probably because it would reveal, wouldn't it, then, how she was able to do it.
Yes! Show us the console and then you'll be done with this!
No!
Eh?
I don't have to show anyone anything.
That's the most suspicious thing you could say.
It's not suspicious. I'm telling the truth.
That's obviously a lie.
Why go through the effort of mentioning Wolfgang's blackmail if you won't reveal this?
Now that I think back on it, Ava had been staring at her console the entire tournament. I thought it was weird, coming all the way over to the dining hall when she could have just stayed in her dorm.
Well, where did she obtain this console?
From the gachapon, right? Or was it already in a room?
We should discuss those details before continuing any more with these accusations. She said she won it from Tozu's gachapon.
Yes, I remember this now. There was a conversation about that,
Seems
wasn't there?
natural he would stock that machine with dangerous items. With this being a killing game and all.
So she basically just gambled until she eventually got it, because she had an inkling that there was something in there that might help.
Between 14 impossible culprits and one possible killer, there's no need to sort out the facts further. Ava, you're the only one we can vote for.
That's such twisted logic. You're going to vote for me without being completely sure I'm even guilty?
There's no need to be completely sure, if no one else can be suspected.
In case anyone still doubts Ava is the killer, I'll go through the case one last time.
Here we go, manga time.
Once all the pieces are laid out for everyone to see, I'll prove she's the killer, once and for all.
Okay, here we go. So, right, I need to remember how this works. Right, so for this panel, it said, what did Wolfgang Dan receive? Notes. Actually, I don't have the thing for that, do I? Okay, there's nothing in there. What are these panels over here? Can I see them? That's closing the vent. Jean, that's the blackout. Okay. What to kill steal from Jet's dorm room? Which end of the cord to slid through the vent? We don't have either of those yet. Who took the knife? Who arrived in the boiler room after Wolfgang? What did the killer use? What's this? What did the killer leave on the boiler room floor? Who arrived in the boiler room last? We don't have that. How was the battery activated? Closing the vent. Oh wait, that might be... Hold on. That might actually be this one, mightn't it? Oh shit, wrong button. There we go. That one's into there. Right, page 7 is done. What occurred right after Wolfgang's death? Blackout. Ladies and gentlemen. Boom. Okay, unlock some more of these. Okay, solve another 2 panels. Syringe. Letters from the killer. So, I'm still... Yeah, so the syringe was put into him after he'd been tasered, right? Yeah, am I remembering that correctly? It'll explain in a second anyway. Who arrived in the boiler room last? We've got letters from the killer. Alright, letters from the killer is right back at the start. Here. So, letters from the killer. There we go. Put that one in there. And this one is the syringe, which is not there. So what did the killer use to drug Wolfgang? This. There we are. Right. A couple more panels, please. What's this one? Internal plug. Okay. That was... which end of the cord was slid through the vent? It was internal plug, wasn't it? Yeah. That's right, because it was slim enough to get through. Solve another panel to unlock. There we go. This one. Car battery. Let's see. She stole the car battery from Jet's room. There we go. That's one that goes there. Oh, there we go. Unlock this bad boy. The taser. Hold on. Oh, shoot. Press the wrong button. Right, I've been there. Along here. Who arrived in the boiler room after Wolfgang? Diana. Who took the knife from the kitchen? That will have been Wolfgang. Killer leave on the boiler room floor. This one was... Hold on. Who arrived in the boiler room last? Well, this must be the taser, right? Yeah. There we go. There we go. Get this one. The killer. Okay. Who arrived in the boiler room last? Oh, sorry. No, not that one. So whoever arrived at last will have been Damon and Kai, right? Who took the knife from the kitchen? Who arrived in the boiler room after Wolfgang? Oh, yeah, there. Because you had to have clobbered him, right? Yeah, with the rolling pin. Okay, Diana and Wolfgang. Oh, hold on. Who took the knife from the kitchen? It's got to be Wolfgang, right? Yeah, for his self-defense and all that. Right, so... Yes, I'm remembering who arrived in the boiler room last. Diana. There we go. And we're ready to go. Okay, now he's going to explain it for us. Lay out all these elements in a way that makes sense.
This case was directly incited by the motive Tozu introduced, in which everyone here received another person's blackmail. Amidst the chaos that spawned, the killer saw an opportunity to commit a murder. They sent letters to two people, Wolfgang Akide, who they planned to kill, and Diana Venezia, who they planned to frame. Wolfgang and Diana were asked to meet in the boiler room in 2 days' time. Wolfgang's letter told him to arrive at 8:15 a.m., while Diana's told her to arrive at 8:45 a.m.
The messages threatened to expose our blackmail, so we had no choice but to follow their instructions.
At this point, the killer probably knew the way they were going to kill Wolfgang. Hence, how they reacted to this next piece of information. The following morning, it was revealed that Cassidy and Jet were going to hold a game tournament.
The point was for people to spend time together and not think murdery thoughts. But little did we know, a would-be killer was lurking nearby. And how? The killer emboldened their own plans and made it so the tournament would happen at 9 a.m.
Did you just agree with yourself?
Both Wolfgang and Diana turned down the offer, which must have been music to the killer's ears, since it confirmed their plan was working. The killer took this as a sign to commence the next phase of their plan. Later that evening, they went downstairs to the boiler room, began preparing the murder weapon.
Though it might be more accurate to call it a murder mechanism.
Okay, yeah, I've got to remember the cord was set up the evening before, wasn't it? That's right. I forgot about that a moment ago.
The killer wrapped an extension cord as tightly as they could around a car battery, which had been stolen from Jet's room. I imagine the battery must have been sitting on top of the generator. Wouldn't want to risk an explosion by bringing lithium too close to the water.
The killer avoided opening the boiler room vent for this segment, probably because they knew I'd remember it being closed originally.
A crucial part of the killer's plan would involve sliding the cord through the boiler room vent and out the other end into the dining hall. So they could then walk upstairs to the dining hall and tie the protruding part of the cord to the dining hall vent.
Funnily enough, the killer was going to be needed in the dining hall very shortly.
Yeah, to help Cass and me rearrange the dining hall's furniture. We were saving the whole thing for next morning, but they convinced us to do it that night instead.
Their intentions were threefold. Create an alibi, hide the vent with a piece of furniture, and then open the vent in secret. After which, they'd return to the boiler room and suspend the battery over the generator.
Okay, now it all makes sense. I think there were a couple of moments in that where I was having a bit of difficulty just getting the sequence of events right in my head, because there's so many elements of back and forth to this one.
Which brings us to today. Knowing better than to head downstairs without protection, Wolfgang went to the kitchen and armed himself with a knife. Toshiko didn't notice a knife on him when the two met in the hallway, so he must have hidden it in his blazer.
Wolfgang arrived inside the boiler room at 8:15 a.m., exactly like his letter requested. As he was waiting, the killer snuck up behind him.
Okay, so...
And he got smacked right in the head with that steel rolling pin and crumpled like paper.
Okay, so this is how it's saying it went down. He was smacked. That knocked him down, then she drugged him. So that's how she got the injection, right. So the taser has been fired, though, right? Because Desmond mentioned that earlier, that like the little blast doors on it had come off, suggesting it had been shot, but Diana said she didn't shoot it. So who fired the taser then?
A syringe was then used to inject Wolfgang with a sleeping drug, ensuring he would remain in the boiler room until Diana arrived.
Unless that was a red herring that the killer set up. They discharged it themselves and then threw it down.
The killer might have, left the taser on the floor around this time.
Yeah, the taser they swiped from my dorm. They must have decided to raid the place after receiving my blackmail. If I'd heard about the taser sooner, I could have gotten rid of it, as well as whatever else my blackmail supposedly mentions.
Save the angsting for later, will you?
Anyway, back on topic. Wolfgang was left to lie in the partially flooded area of the boiler room, while the killer ran upstairs to help set up Mark's music equipment.
They didn't care about the equipment. They just wanted to put a speaker next to the vent, because it would drown out the fight which was gonna happen later.
Don't forget the digital clock! They wanted to get there before that became available. Don't need people knowing what time you actually arrived.
My letter said to meet at 8:45 a.m. So that's when I got to the boiler room. I made sure to close the door behind me, just as the message told me to.
Bad idea. Killer flipped the doorknob so that the lock was on the outside instead of the inside. You locked yourself in!
The room was really dark too. I didn't even see the suspended battery, only the blinking security camera. And then, Wolfgang, he got up on his feet all of a sudden, and he started crying and saying these weird things. I tried to keep him calm and asked him to come over to me, which he actually did. But the very next second, he attacked me with his knife.
The drugs probably gave him a frightening hallucination, and he perceived you as a threat.
He was screaming at me, and I was screaming back. No one from the tournament could hear us over the music. At one point, I even picked up the taser, but then I threw it back down again.
So did the killer discharge the taser before they left? Because it's been pretty clear that it has been fired, right? But we haven't explained who fired it, did we?
And that's when the killer decided it was time. Having set their chair to recline, they were able to casually reach down and close the vent behind them. This lowered the extension cord, causing the car battery to enter the water and discharge a huge amount of electricity.
Music fades out. Oh, jeez. Bloody hell. That was loud through my headset.
Wolfgang,
nice effect,
who was
though,
still standing in the water, was electrocuted instantly. The battery itself exploded upon reacting with the water, which the killer was likely banking on as a way to destroy evidence. All of this happened right under my nose. No one could have guessed that someone present at the tournament was committing murder.
The explosion also damaged the generator and caused the blackout. Everyone ended up stumbling around in the dark.
Not for long, though. We quickly came back to our senses and agreed to look for a backup generator on the underground floor.
I used a hairpin to unlock the boiler room door and ran outside, but you guys had already made it downstairs.
That's when you say you ducked around a corner and out of sight. Only after everyone went inside the closets, did you then dash upstairs.
And then it comes back on and there he is.
Did. Otherwise, we'd have found her alone in a room with Wolfgang's dead body. We would have wrongly assumed Diana was the killer, and died as a result. This complicated scheme calls to mind only one person. One person who just so happened to be sitting in a certain sofa chair. That person is you, Ava Sunaka.
But who discharged the taser? Have I just forgotten? Did they explain that earlier? Because Desmond said it had looked like it had been fired. Unless the... I don't know, the blast door things on it have just been... Did they just come off when it was thrown away? Am I forgetting something? Am I being dumb? Am I missing something?
It's over, Ava. We know the truth.
It's not fair. This isn't fair. This isn't fair.
Well, I think we're all going to vote. Irrespective of whether it's fair or not. Yeah, am I being dumb?
My blood is rushing!
I feel like I'm being dumb. Did they explain who discharged the taser earlier, and I've just forgotten? Because I feel like it's not been explained. What am I missing? You have seen beyond the foul lies of this scorned mathematician and delivered the honourable truth with wit and aplomb.
Well done.
This is worthy of praise. Allow me to reward your success with...
This isn't funny.
Can you shut up? Without Tozu's mad ramblings, the trial room had gone completely silent. Everyone was either staring at the floor or sneaking nervous glances at each other. Ah, I understand the reason for this frosty atmosphere. You found out who'd done it, so now you wish to know why done it.
Such a spoil sport.
Very well. Every murder mystery needs a motive, and I would be loath to break tradition at this stage.
There must be something.
Ava, why did you do this? Just why?
Come on.
Come on, speak up. You have nothing to lose now. It was Tozu. Huh? Tozu made me do it.
This is...
Okay, what?
You...
G'day, you've been working with Tozu this entire time?
Such disrespect.
Me and her? Oh, please. If her plan was to secretly infiltrate the killing game, she wouldn't have given herself such an attention-grabbing ultimate title.
Rubbish.
I mean, seriously? Ultimate liar? Talk about on the nose. Nope, Avery's just as much of a kidnappee as the rest of you. I wonder what the rest of the Fangang community has thought of this trial. Because I remember, obviously, when Project Eden's Garden, the prologue and this chapter were in development, there was a lot of a buzz around Ava, because she was the ultimate liar. I think people were very interested in her character. How many of you are now crushed that she's apparently the killer?
Son of a bitch!
G'day, shut up. You let her get away with breaking the rules. That's proof enough you're in cahoots.
Holy!
Huh? Ava broke the rules? Yeah, when she blew up the school fucking property.
Fuck you!
Why the fuck was I punished for chucking a rocket at a camera, but Ava wasn't punished for destroying a fucking generator?
Shit.
Okay, shit. Is Ava the exception that rule was talking about? What? Desmond tapped the screen of his trinket and conjured a familiar square-shaped hologram. Yeah, it did say something in the rules that there could be exceptions to certain things. With a few swipes of his finger, he located the killing game's rules. Okay, yeah, everyone take a look at the second rule. Students are not allowed to vandalise any official killing game property, such as the cameras and the Tozu trinkets. Exceptions may apply. If it helps for a good murder case, eh? You see how it says exceptions may apply at the end? Since Ava wasn't punished for breaking the generator, can that mean she counts as an exception?
Stop lying!
G'day, are you going to explain how? You're just trying to be a fucking contrarian.
This looks bad.
Well, if I had to make a guess, it's probably because Ava destroyed the generator while committing a murder.
What's all this about?
Are you saying Ava has special privileges? I think it's more like her method of murder was what destroyed the generator. Meaning, the generator is technically tied to Wolfgang's death.
Yeah,
Aye, which is why Ava was excused for breaking it.
Slow down.
Yeah, that can't actually be the reason, can it?
I see, I see.
And if it were...
Brutal.
What?
You...
Yar, I see. Ava believes she would count as an exception to the rule. Which is why she didn't take any steps to avoid destroying the generator.
What?
I went scouse with you now, didn't I? Should I risk getting shot in the head over something? That's not scouse. What's scouse again? If you're Scousey from Liverpool, she risks getting shot in the... That's not it either. I can't do Scouse all of a sudden. Alright, it's going more Welsh. She risks getting shot in the head over something she just assumed. Down in the valleys.
That ain't it.
No. How confidently Ava executed the murder. She must have known for sure she won't be penalised. How about it, Tozu? Do you ever share that information with her?
Who? Me?
A desperate killer is much like a hungry seagull, ready to pounce upon the slightest crumb of substance. The mere implication of a loophole ignites their senses, and they, as desperate people always do, will shred their dignity in pursuit of confirmation. So to answer your question, yes, Ava approached me with the same questions your friends are asking now. And yes, I confirmed her suspicions were true.
Not okay!
Seriously, that's so unfair.
Pathetic.
Unfair? Answering a reasonable question is far from unfair. Have you never asked a professor for help on an assignment? Sure, your professor won't do the work for you. But they'll be happy to clear up any confusion you might have. Why did Ava say you made her kill Wolfgang? She just trying to divert the blame? I suppose you could say Ava and I made a deal. Yar, a deal? What kind of deal? Oh. Did Tozu say my information comes with a price? I will tell you, if you do something with it. A deal to begin the killing game, okay? Yeah.
Impossible!
Huh? In exchange for agreeing to perform the first kill, she would receive a special perk.
Plot twist!
The traitor perk.
Holy!
What do you mean, traitor perk? Is it the tablet Ava has? Oh. I mean, she refused to show it to us when we asked. Mind you that a host cannot simply hand over a traitor perk to anyone who asks. For a student to be eligible for a perk, they must first earn it.
That was very...
What do you mean by earn it? Do you recall that little tidbit I shared with you about the pharmacy? You know, the one about a secret lurking inside. You see, a very interesting secret is lurking beyond this door. So she figured out what it was. Okay. That secret, were you referring to the traitor perk?
Well done.
Indeed I was. When I said a very interesting secret was lurking inside, I meant that quite literally. The only thing separating you from the perk was a few inches of stainless steel and a pin pad. Pin pad, darling? Oh gosh, you're talking about that big door I found tucked behind a shelf.
I see.
I see. It was hiding the traitor perk all along. How did Ava figure out the password to the pin pad, though? Did she enter a bunch of random numbers until it, finally worked?
Well,
A 4-digit code would have thousands of potential combinations. No, she just figured it out, because she knew where the clue was. Unless Ava encountered unbelievable luck, the chances of her guessing that code in only a few days is extremely unlikely.
How?
Then how did she get access to the traitor perk? The 4 numbers to unlock the pin pad. How did Ava figure them out? There's only one way. Only one way I could see her obtaining the correct answer. Yep. Clue in the pharmacy. It's to do with that poster, isn't it? That mysterious poster in the pharmacy. Huh? What poster are you?
Well done.
Ding ding ding. Correct. Yes, hidden inside one of the pharmacy's rooms is a poster which reveals the code to the pin pad.
For real?
For reals?
No.
How can that poster reveal the code, though? I knew it had to be important somehow. None of the visuals made sense, which is exactly why it caught my attention. I didn't know what to do with that information. How to decipher what I was seeing. Well, she was a mathematician, so she's probably good at decrypting puzzles, I would imagine.
Pathetic.
Right? And that is where you fell short of your mathematically gifted peer. With her keen eyesight and quick thinking, she saw the poster for what it really was.
Plot twist!
An equation. What? Ego Damon, are you learning that you don't actually have all the answers? Every detail, even, is deceitful. Those exclamations of grandeur may in fact be hints toward a certain something's nature, and that large star is standing for a coordinate plane. Okay, so you're thinking about the symbol underneath Tozu there? It's kind of like a compass. It's got stars on it, so... what's that suggesting? Or maybe the code is literally right there. Don't tell me it's as simple as 1010. Well, not that it matters anymore. The passcode to that precious pin pad is after all being changed as we speak. To quote the words of my parents, the road to freedom must always be paved with obstacles.
Freaking twisted!
No way. A math equation is totally up Ava's alley. Ava, you told me you couldn't understand the poster.
Why the long face?
Of course you did. That equation is the key to the traitor perk. Handing it over would mean handing the perk over.
Shit.
Okay, so the traitor perk wasn't Ava's reward for solving the puzzle.
Anybody?
The heck even is the perk? You still haven't explained that yet.
Who? Me?
I assure you it's a very handy thing to have. You see, this traitor perk allows the owner to access the school security cameras using a tablet, of course. That tablet, of course, being on Ava's person right now.
Damn it.
So I was right. You accessed the camera in the boiler room, which is how you saw Diana enter.
Oh, crud!
I thought it was weird Ava wouldn't show us the tablet, but I didn't think it was actually wired to the school cameras.
But then...
And then the reason I saw the security cameras alight blinking back in the boiler room is it because Ava was watching me?
What?
This is making too much sense.
Nonsense.
Ava, how could you negotiate with your kidnapper, darling? Why would you have any reason to trust him? I had no choice. Either take his deal and give myself a chance to escape, or die here with the rest of you.
You.
Okay, that selfish attitude is the reason why we've ended up in this mess. I think we promised to make it out of here together. If you hadn't murdered one of the only people who could have handled this situation, we might have made progress on escaping.
Hang on.
Even if I didn't kill, someone else would have eventually. If they were in my position right now, they wouldn't even admit to what they'd done. They'd cry and snivel and try to guilt you. You won't be honest like me. You've not exactly been honest, okay?
Watch it.
Yar, honest or not, playing Tozu's game was risky. You were trapped in a small space with witnesses everywhere. It's not a gamble you should have taken, yar.
What a joke.
We had food, we had shelter. All we had left to do was wait for our eventual rescue from this place. But
Stop it!
I would have died first. It were obvious from what were happening with Wolfgang. His constant jeering at me over the few mistakes I'd make, while the rest of you followed his lead. If a class trial ever happened with him around, he would accuse me of being killer even without evidence. I don't know about that. I think you maybe have quite some strong paranoia. And you all would have believed him.
Whoa!
Okay, that's not...
Shut up!
Because of Wolfgang, I was isolated from everyone else. He turned me into an easy target for murder. If I was murdered, would rest of you even bother to find out who killed me? I think you got issues, Ava. Just saying. I mean, I feel like every interaction we've had has suggested that maybe in her past she's developed trust issues. Probably because she's been bullied or something. There's no way you would. There's no way anyone would. You're all worst. I hope you all rot here.
Hello?
That's cold, man.
You really let me down.
Even if we had some rough spots, some of us still tried to get along with you. During the gaming tournament, I was fine with you joining. You think a few games are enough to forgive everything you did to me? None of you actually care about me. None of you. I've never been anything to anyone.
Huh?
What do you mean? Backstory time? It really is the same in here as it is out there. I'm always the one that people hated. I didn't choose this talent. I was just doing what others wanted me to do. You know, look at that guy with the friggin' Mohican in the background. I was the prodigy student the adults wanted me to be. Thought I did everything right. But I still kept being judged. Everyone else around me resented me, hated me, because they wanted the love I received. What they thought was love. And despite all my hard work, the UTP turned me into something I never wanted to be. Even if I wanted to return to normality, it would be impossible. I'm stuck with this talent for life. And now when I try to become something more than a sad joke, I get hit with the realisation that all my efforts were for nothing. I never could be anyone else. I'll never get what I deserve. Oh boy. She has got issues. But I cared.
I don't understand.
Ever I cared about you. Yeah, see? Diana did, yeah. Diana was making an effort. I don't get it.
Why?
Why did you frame me? I cared for you and stood up for you whenever I could.
Don't say that!
I wanted to be your roommate. I wanted to help you.
I don't want to.
It didn't mean anything. Why? You still agreed with everything Wolfgang said. No matter what he did to me, you kept on supporting him. Right? Is that why you tried to frame me for his murder? Yeah, and you deserved it. Wow. Okay.
No. No, no, no.
Diana let out a sob and nearly fell onto a podium. Diana? Eloise ran over to Diana and put an arm around her shoulder.
How can you believe that?
Why do you have to kill Wolfgang in front of her? That's so cruel. She obviously knew what she was doing. Both the cause and time of death were mentioned in the mock trial case, so it stands to reason they would be mentioned here too. When Ava realised that, she tried to leverage it against us. I'm sure receiving that little camera perk made it all too easy to time the murder.
Shut it!
G'day, enough of this bullshit already. So Ava's a privileged little asshole who thinks her life sucks. Who cares?
Fuck you!
You took Wolfgang's life. The only thing you deserve is some fucking comeuppance.
Sheesh.
I know she's actually telling the truth. Murdering someone because they lied about their inoffensive talent. Even she must know how ridiculous that sounds.
How can that be?
If Ava didn't kill Wolfgang because she was scared, then why did she kill him?
Honestly?
Well, but to escape the killing game. I doubt any of us were ever a threat to her. In fact, it was probably the complete opposite.
Shocking.
She thought she was smarter and better than all of us. That's why she thought she could win the class trial.
My thoughts exactly.
Yes, I agree with Winona. Yarr. In that case, do you reckon Ava killed Wolfgang because of his abilities as a lawyer? She herself admitted he would have suspected her if he was here. Clearly Wolfgang was the best person to kill if she wanted to escape.
Nope.
And anyway, Ava isn't the only one who's vulnerable. There are people here with even weaker bodies and weaker minds. Anyone who's looking for an easy kill would know to target them first. She's looking at you. Or you. It doesn't matter. Even if no one targeted me, I still would have died first. How so? Because at perk. Huh? Tozu told me that if I didn't use the perk to murder someone as soon as possible, I was going to die.
What did you say?
What?
Nonsense!
Is this true, Tozu?
Who? Me?
Guilty as charged.
Dude, no!
No way. Tozu never told me the number of days I'd left, just that I needed to kill soon. Even if I didn't kill soon, I'd die. If I didn't even. I had to do summat. You can't blame me for that. If you're in my shoes, you would have all done the same.
Worthless.
Okay, it's your own fault. You were only in that situation because you took the perk.
No!
Tozu targeted me with a math puzzle. He offered me the perk when I was at my lowest point. Okay, you're trying to deflect a bit here, I feel. If you guys were approached the way I was and offered a chance to go home, you would have taken perk too. When you say he approached you, what do you mean? Do you mean he physically came up to you and made you the offer and said you have to take it? Or are you just trying to rationalise in your own head the fact that this math poster was there and that you felt like it was a challenge to you?
Stop it!
You're just a bunch of hypocrites. You just want to make me look like a villain so you feel less bad about killing me. Killing her? That's right. How could I forget? If the blackened is uncovered.
Dumbass!
G'day, enough already. I'm sick of talking to this scumbag. Get on with the fucking execution, will ya? Alright. This soap opera is entertaining, but I realise it's time to change the channel. Wait, don't tell me you're actually going to... Is that Mara arriving?
Holy!
We still haven't seen Mara. She's surely going to show up right now, isn't she? To haul her off, to be executed. All of a sudden, the elevator behind us began to churn alive. The whir of machinery could be heard from the other side of the doors, raw and loud and rhythmic, like a mechanical symphony.
The show must go on.
Do not avert your eyes, ladies and gentlemen. I hear a lot of the budget went into this. No, I don't... What's going on?
I won't believe.
This isn't happening.
My blood is rushing.
To the victor go the spoils. Hail the honourable dead, avenged at last. I don't deserve this. Even if you hate me, I don't deserve this. May our charitable justice inspire fear and humility within these wretched souls.
Don't kill me!
This isn't fair. I don't deserve to die. I deserve to live. I deserve to live. And stir the hearts and minds of all those bearing witness. Ready, everyone? Let the show begin.
I want to live. I deserve to live. I'm going to live. I'm going to live!
Nah, you're not. What's going on with the elevator? Mara, are you here? Oh. And now we present... The execution of Ava Suna... Oh. There's Mara. Okay. Enjoy the show. Okay, this is like the equivalent of when Monokuma presses the button. How brutal is this going to be? Probably quite nasty. Well, there it comes. Oh wow, they've even sort of animated it, kind of. Again, is it like Adobe After Effects or whatever they use for this kind of thing? Ooh. Ouch. You know what, I'll try and shut up for most of this. Oh jeez. Fiery furnace of... oh god, okay. Doesn't sound nice. Oh. Yikes. Never mind what I said about being silent. It's not going to be a real exit, is it? Oh. Oh, it's sloping now, is it? Oh god. Oh, what? It's not going to be real. Oh, lordy. It's all maths equipment as well. Like, ruler triangles. Oof. Ouch. Yeah, protractors, pencils. She's been killed with stuff representing her talent. Ow! Oh, where the nails come from? Or tacks or... oh! Ow! Yeah, you're gonna really make her suffer through this. What? Oh, the Kara? The one whose death we investigated. What? No, it's not real. Yeah, it's just a mannequin. Damn. They went for something brutal on this one. Well, it's because it's the first execution, so it's probably got to be a real stunner in terms of how horrible it is.
I can't handle it!
My entire body had seized up. Couldn't move a single limb. Couldn't say a single word. So I feel like, yeah, with Danganronpa executions, there's always like a bit of thought that goes into the execution, the symbolism of it. So, it sounded very much like Ava as a character was kind of broken down a bit by all the expectations on her as a sort of mathlete. Hence probably why there was a lot of like mathematical equipment being thrown at her in that execution, driving her down towards her death. So I guess that's the symbolism there, kind of. All I could do was stand and stare, my mind at a complete and total loss.
There's no way.
So that's what punishment entails. Let me go home. Please let me go home.
Isn't this lovely?
Goodness, talk about a heated moment. But Ava put up quite a fight. For a second there, she almost had me believing we'd underestimated her.
Moving on.
Just kidding.
I'll be damned.
Yar, how can you do this? Forcing these innocent people to kill each other.
Terrible.
So judgmental.
Just terrible.
Need I remind you that this is student-on-student warfare?
Get out.
Oh, I just shut up already. Ava, why? You just needed a friend. I could have been the friend you needed. Why did you do this?
I can't believe it.
I I think I'm going to be sick. There we go. Got the Scouse accent back. I don't even know what I'm feeling anymore. I want to die. I want to die. That is a long one, that is. That flavour text line.
Oh, shit!
I'm totally going to die here, aren't I?
Can't be like this.
No one else is going to die here. We're all going to be okay. Come on, repeat it after me. I'm here and I'm okay. I'm here and I'm okay. I'm here and I'm okay. This was my reality. The fear of death had already been heavy on my shoulders ever since the killing game was announced. But now, it had completely enveloped me. I can't do it. I can't lie to myself again. Again?
It's all my fault.
I'm not okay. I'm never going to be okay. I could have changed things. I could have saved her. And him, Wolfgang. If I'd have just dragged him out of the water, I could have saved him. Why didn't I save him?
Whoa!
Diana had no way of knowing what was going to come next. He was wielding a knife too. Anyone would have done what you did. Did he... Whoa. Did he really bring a knife for self-defence? Oh, are you going to make the suggestion that he might have been plotting a murder of his own? Usually a comment like that would have gotten a rise out of Grace, but she stayed completely silent. I can't let it end. Wolfgang's kindness, I can't let anyone forget it.
It is how it is.
Yar, that goes without saying. I'm sure everyone will remember what Wolfgang did for us. I've never thought of the lengths my talent can go. The ability to change others' appearances, to be the best version of themselves. It's always being someone else who sits in front of the mirror. I've never really put myself in that place. Diana, you okay? Of course she's not okay. She nearly got framed for murder. She witnessed Wolfgang get freaking electrocuted. She was attacked. If I can't save Wolfgang, then at the very least, maybe I can live for him.
I can do this.
Believe me.
Okay, you didn't do anything wrong, Diana.
Pardon me.
Yeah. I can do this. I can fulfill the life he wasn't able to live. Huh? Are you going to become the antagonist to Damon's protag? Or maybe I'm just... What the f...
Like
What's
a
she doing?
chameleon, I will adapt.
Okay.
I'll follow in Wolfgang's footsteps and continue what he wasn't able to accomplish. I'll become something new.
Okay. Tears were running down Diana's face, but her expression... Somehow she looked determined. Couldn't understand it. Despite everything she's been through, here she was making some silly vow about continuing Wolfgang's legacy, acting like she's a hero from a storybook. Has this girl lost her mind?
Hold on.
Wolfgang and Ava, neither of them deserved this. I won't let what happened to them happen to anyone else here.
We won't back down.
For both of their sakes, I'll save everyone from the killing game.
You've got to be kidding me.
Take this seriously, will ya?
What?
Huh? Everyone's just silent.
Can this get any worse?
Nice little line from Tozu then. It seems your peers aren't much in the mood for heroic monologues.
Moving on.
Anyhow, it's been a long day. The crime scene has already been cleaned up. Unless you have any further questions for me, you're all free to return to your dorms. So any further questions?
Get lost.
Ingrates.
Now, where have I heard that one before? In all seriousness, I'll take that as a no.
Good evening.
Until next time, everyone. Just like last time, Tozu walked over to the throne.
Isn't this lovely?
By the way, you're safe to ride the elevator back up. We've set it back to its default mode. What you glimpsed before was simply its punishment mode. On that ominous note, he was lowered underground. Oops, I cut him off a bit then. Hey guys, should we just go back to our rooms? Aye, it's about time we draw this day to a close. Good idea. Well, your speech didn't quite go down as you intended it to. I'm curious to see where you're going to go with that. So if Wolfgang's not going to be the antagonistic character to Damon's protag, I feel like, is it hinting that you're going to become that, maybe? People silently made their way to the elevator, horror and despair etched on their faces. It was clear today's events would not be easily forgotten. And then there was me. everything I've been ruminating over, the devastating images which have been plaguing my mind. Wolfgang's murder, the trial, Ava dying right in front of me, swallowed by a pit of fire. It had all retreated to the corners of my mind. The only thing I could focus on now were those 5 words. I'll follow in Wolfgang's footsteps. Hearing those words come from Diana, after everything that's happened, seeing her raise her chin and act so tall and proud just like Wolfgang once did, he's not going to like it, is he? Yeah, I thought so. Of course. Of course. Well. Oh, wow. I forgot we had a proper graphic, right? Did we see this in the prologue? Ava's feather? Okay. Just wondering if there's going to be like a little final scene with Tozu or something. So all we saw of Mara in that chapter literally was her just running across the stage, chasing after Ava. Yes, I would like to save my game, please. Go down this way. Like so, you saw it just momentarily went off the screen then, didn't follow it. Tozu? Oh no, never mind. We get the ending credits of Chapter 1. Snow Harbour, that's the name of Diana's voice actress. Damn. I mean, there could be a scene at the end of the credits, you never know. But holy shit, that was such a good first chapter though, overall. 1 or 2 very minor glitches and technical things, issues here and there. Just sometimes with save files not loading properly, or the camera not quite doing what it was meant to do. But having said that, very few, very far between. And overall, that was so good. I know I have a couple of questions about that trial though. So, like I say, the whole trade to perk game console thing feels like it... I was about to say it feels like it came a bit out of left field. Then again, I suppose... I suppose the hints were there. I just forgot about them. But having said that, like I say, did they explain who discharged the taser? I don't know if they did. Unless I've just forgotten it. Because there's a lot that's happened in that trial, admittedly. So maybe I've just forgotten. Someone in the comments, maybe you remember, did they explain the taser? Like I say, they probably did, and I probably just have forgotten it in everything else that happened. But who knows? FTE presents. Huh. Interesting. People who thought up all the different presents. Okay. We're getting a list of all the potential presents you can get from the Gachapon machine here, interestingly. But yeah, so my mind, 1 or 2 minor questions aside, I loved that overall, and I definitely would recommend that you check out Project Eden's Garden, because it is so good. It's just, the art style is fantastic, and despite, 1 or 2 minor glitches, it works so smoothly. And granted, there were a couple of little frame rate dips during the trial there, but compared to the prologue, where I had a lot of frame rate issues at times, this one ran fairly smoothly overall. So they're definitely working on it from a technical point of view, which is really, really good. God, they've actually got a really big team involved in this. They've got a whole friggin' music team and everything. Man, this is definitely got to be the standout Danganronpa fan game of all of them. Oh, there we go. Okay, so no scene at the end there. But it doesn't necessarily need one, does it? So that's that. That's Chapter 1. So when's Chapter 2 going to get released? Probably not for a while, I would imagine. Because the thing is, the prologue came out, what, like one year ago? So we could well be waiting another year or so before the next chapter arrives. But I'll be looking forward to it. Don't you worry. So, devs, anyone from the team, if you're watching... That was really, really good. You've really lived up to expectations with that first chapter. Like I say, that execution was brutal, but it felt like it had to be, because it's the first one. It had to be sort of evocative of, a bit like Leon's execution in Trigger Happy Havoc, spoilers, which is like really atmospheric and really hits you with how nasty it is. So, you should all go and check out Project Eden's Garden for yourself. Like I say, it's got to be the standout Danganronpa fan game of recent years, this one. And Lord knows, there's a ton of other Danganronpa fan games that I need to get around to. I've got a whole list of them, and there's loads. Some which look sort of fairly high production. Others which look like they're much more sort of budget. Maybe made by 1 or 2 devs or something. But you know, I always go into them with an open mind. So we'll see. Yeah. In that case, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me for this bonus series. I hope you've really, really enjoyed it. And I hope you all stick around on the channel for more Danganronpa fan content. And eventually, of course, for Project Eden's Garden Chapter 2, when that comes out. In the meantime, my social media links and Propagandist channel link are, of course... Alright, sorry, I just did an outro then. And then after I'd done it and I quit out the game, I realised there was something else I hadn't talked about, which I think is actually just worth me very quickly adding a little section in on the end of the video too. So, I was just rewatching the credits just in case there was anything else that had glitched out or anything, but I don't think there is. I'm not sure. At least after the credits had rolled again, there was no cutscene. I just was checking because you never know. Because we've had 1 or 2 minor glitches, so I was just, like I say, just being certain, but I don't think there is anything. And this was actually, you know, just an aside, as I was going through those credits, I noticed on the list of presents that apparently you can get from the Gachapon, there's 2 things that stood out to me. Apparently you can get Genocider scissors. Well, we all know what that's a reference to. And apparently Maki Roll Sushi, which may also be a reference, just saying. But no, that's not what I wanted to talk about. No, I was thinking I should have gone back to my sheet with my predictions on it. Because I completely forgot about that. I said I was going to do it at the end of the chapter and then think about whether maybe we would revise any of them. So, I got Wolfgang right as a victim, even if he died a lot earlier than I was expecting. But looking at my sheet of predictions, Ava, I actually predicted she was going to be a survivor. So no, I was incorrect on that front. She was a culprit. So, is there anyone here who we might revise in this? I'm not sure, but... So I've got Mark, right, down as still very much possibly a mastermind. I've still got Toshiko down as a potential traitor. Now, I'm still not convinced yet that those will be things in this. I'm not entirely certain. But I'm just going to add, next to Diana, where I've got her down as a survivor, I'm going to add antagonist on there. Question mark. Since if she's going to step into Wolfgang's shoes, then that means her relationship with Damon might deteriorate to the point where she basically becomes the opposing force to him within this group. As you know, Togumi was to Makoto, Nagito was to Hajime, Kokichi was to Shuichi and all that. So I'm going to put that there tentatively. It seems like she's going to be important going ahead. And that also makes me wonder, if that is the case, is she going... will I still have her down as a survivor? I'm not sure. I might leave her as a survivor for the moment. You never know. But I do so tentatively. Okay. As for all the other predictions, just as a reiteration, I've got obviously Damon as a survivor, Desmond as a victim, Jet as a culprit, Jean as a victim, Ulysses as a victim, Mark as a possible mastermind, who therefore would probably die eventually, Ingrid as a culprit, Grace as a victim, Toshiko as possibly a culprit and possibly a traitor, Eloise as a survivor, Winona as a victim, Kai as a culprit, Diana as a survivor, but also tentatively possibly the next antagonistic character, and Cassidy as a culprit. So I've got those for the moment, and I don't think I have any real reason to change any of the others. so I'm going to leave them as they are for the moment. But like I say, I'm just going to amend Diana slightly with an extra prediction. So, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed this. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was so good. Some minor questions and issues aside, which I'm sure people probably will have comments on, like that taser question of mine. I'm sure people can clarify that for me in the comments. But other than that, we will do a proper outro now. So, my social media links and Propagandist channel link, as always, are down in the video description, along with a link to my Propagandist channel for anyone interested. And if you enjoyed, a like is, of course, always appreciated. But other than that, I will see you, hopefully for some more Danganronpa fan game content sometime soon. Like I said, I've got a whole list of them that I need to play at some point. I want to play them, from more higher end ones through to more sort of budget amateur productions. So I want to get a look at, you know, some of those over 2025, and hopefully if the next chapter of Project Eden's Gone does come out in about a year's time, hopefully that's when we'll get an opportunity to actually play it. So join me for whatever Danganronpa fan content comes next, or for more of my other content on the channel. You know, it's not just Danganronpa stuff that I do, there's loads of other stuff as well that you might be interested in. Other than that, yeah, I'm going to sign off now. Thank you once again for joining me. Hope you enjoyed it as I did, and I'll see you sometime soon, hopefully. Goodbye, everybody. You see that in the water there? Is that a jellyfish? Looks like there's multiple ones. I'm curious, hang on. Wait. Can I, hold on, just do this. Pull that in. Bring this mass down and bring us to a stop. Can I go swimming with jellyfish? Not that you really want to, but let's have a look. Just kind of curious, that's all. No jellies. Can I get out of the vessel? Wow. Holy shit. Can we actually go swimming in the depths? Let's do it. Oh my god. Do we want to be doing this? Maybe. What's on the seabed? What happens if I touch one of them? There's nothing on the seabed by the looks of it. How strange.